We're doing Conversations with Anglicans. Conversation with Anglicans happen every Saturday evening at 5 p.m. on the Anglican Outlook page. And my name is Patricia Smith, and today I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing Shanice Letren. I can't even get your name right. So welcome, Shanice. How are you doing?
Hi, Pat. I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. So Shanice used to work at Holy Trinity Cathedral, and I believe you worked there for 10 years, and now Shanice is doing something completely different. So could you tell us about that, Shanice?
Well, I worked at the cathedral from 2011, July 2011, the 11th of July, actually, 2011, to March 31st, 2001. So that would be approximately 10 years. I didn't get to make my 11-year mark, but now I'm in Melville Memorial Girls Anglican in Belmont. And I mean, it has always been a career. I don't see it as a job. I see it as a career. It's something that I always wanted to pursue, and I went for it. Set the path and held the way.
Okay, so what do you do there? Are you teaching, and what grade do you teach?
I'm teaching standard 3, position of assistant teacher primary. Well, that is where I start. That's a position that I started off at. So then I will move up to T1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shadowing the teacher a little bit.
I'm
working
under teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shadowing a teacher at the moment. But from next semester, I'll have my own class that I will be working on my own.
Okay. So so shadowing a teacher virtually, can you tell us about that? How is that working for you?
How it goes? I mean, she's a darling. Miss Chandler is a darling. But it's like I'm still in the class by myself, I feel like at times. So I would say it's the best of both worlds, basically. That's the best way to describe it. Best of both worlds.
Okay. So now you don't have to get up. Yes, you still have to get dressed to go to work, but you don't have to commute or anything like that.
I still have to get up. I still have to get dressed.
You're right.
Correct. But I don't have to face the traffic on a morning to go to work, to get into Port of Spain, and everybody who is kind of from the east will know, But luckily, because I went to school in Port of Spain, I know all the shortcuts to get into Port of Spain.
Okay.
So I don't have that hassle. But myself, eat breakfast, take 2 hours to get ready, and then position myself in front of the computer to start teaching. And I mean, it goes with the outline of the day, communicating with Ms. Chandler to see which direction we're heading in. So it's it's a team effort that we really put in to accomplish the goal.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have one. Just I can sleep for like half an hour to an hour extra, and those who know me.
So your school day, it starts about 8 o'clock, and you finish about what time?
The school day starts at 8, and because we work asynchronous, we will teach until about 12, and the children will then have work to do on Zoom after lunch. But for the past couple of weeks, we've been teaching both morning and evening time, and the children still have the responsibility of going on additional work in.
So, and then after, you still have to do your lesson plans and everything. So instead of an 8 to 4 job now, you might have you might have an 8 to 6.
Wrong the clock. I will say around the clock Yeah, because on weekends when you're trying to relax and enjoy family time, somebody will message you, Miss, I don't understand this, Miss, I didn't understand, Miss, can you help me? Miss, I'm trying to upload the work and I'm not getting through. And it's like, okay, due to attend to the children needs.
Yeah.
So it's basically a wrong clock job. You never sign out then.
Yeah, it's a 24/7, but you're there for your kids and you see the progress in it, So you also was Northwest Regional Youth Coordinator with the Anglican Church, a long title.
Still am.
Oh, you still are? Okay, so what do you do in that particular position?
Submitted. Well, I submitted my resignation to be effective on the 28th of June after almost 8 years of serving as Regional Youth Officer of Northwest Region. As you can see, I have on my jersey representing.
Yes.
So in that position, I mean, we would have been responsible for a wide range of things, but to narrow it down, basically, I am the liaison between Miss Lamy. She is the youth coordinator. So I'll be the liaison between her and the diocese and the Northwest region. So the council is comprised of 1 to 2 persons from each parish in the region, which we have 8 parishes in the region. And so we have about 16 persons average on the council. They will then be the liaison from myself to their church. We will ensure that activities that we plan, I will, I don't want a team. So I will pitch the ideas out and I will encourage persons to pitch their ideas out as well. And we come to a conclusion, a mutual decision, and have activities ranging from seminars, outreach ministry, youth services. So the youth service will be coordinated by the youths, designed by the youths, for the youths, and for the young at of the young people in the. So that is basically the main goal of the regional youth officer. It sounds it's going to be hard, and Sharon tells everybody that the first couple of months, probably for the first year of me holding that position, every Monday morning she got a resignation letter from me because it was so much of work to do. Every Monday morning I'm submitting a letter, wording it differently, and sending it to her, not saying anything, and she'll call me, we'll talk about it, and 7 years later down the road, I finally submitted my last resignation and she accepted. So I mean, it is lovely. It warms my heart to see that you reach at least one child or one family within that time frame, that you made a difference for somebody and you inspire somebody to want to be better in what they do and for ministry as well.
So can I ask you why it is you submitted your resignation? Was it because of your present position, or was it because you felt like you couldn't devote the time that you needed to devote to it?
Well, it's a couple of reasons actually. One, I will not be able to devote the time in the near future that I could have in the past. And two, I have crossed the age by some years. I will not give out my age, but the regional youth officer is supposed to be between 18 and 25, and I served in that capacity and beyond. So now I don't want to die in my position, so I passed on the baton to somebody else. To somebody within their prime as well. So that is how that is.
Okay, so as a youth coordinator, what is the youngest age of the person that's within that group? Can it be any age?
In the regional council, the youngest person we have right now is 16 years old.
But can they be younger?
We asked not because of
Okay.
maturity
Mm-hmm.
and, given the different commitments at
Mm-hmm.
that tender age and they're
Mm-hmm.
growing and so forth. So we asked not that it be younger than that.
Okay. So it's kind of like from 16 to 25, basically.
Yes, to serve on the youth council, on the regional youth council. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you evolve to the young adults from 25 and up to 35, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So any possibility that you will go on the young adults?
I'm not sure as yet. It's
Okay.
something I'm still debating because I don't want to lose footing within the Anglican Church. I mean, I always hold the church dear to my heart. I will always be
Right.
an active Anglican. But to give of my time in the way that I did, I believe that if it is that I cannot give my time wholly and solely or as it should be, then
Mhm.
I rather not.
Okay. And I understand that because of the fact is if you want to do something, you want to do it right and you want to devote the time, not giving them
Yeah.
part-time work or, and trying to.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I completely understand that. So can you tell me some lessons you have learned, even working at HTC or being the regional youth coordinator that you're now
You'd
taking
officer.
into the school?
Patience.
Patience.
Patience. I've
Really?
also grown to be humble
Mm-hmm.
and more observant. But
Mm-hmm.
honestly, Pat, patience. I didn't have it. I was quick on the draw to tell you as you tell me A, I tell you B, you tell me C, I tell you D, and so I'm going with it. But I have learned to hold my tongue. Not everything deserves a response.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've also learned how to deal with different types of children, or
Mm-hmm.
not sure if that should be the right phrase, but
Mm-hmm.
different caliber of people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically all wrong, patience and learning how to deal with the different challenges as they come.
Right. It's because like you said earlier, you have a certain amount of maturity with, if the people are 16, it mightn't be completely mature, but you have a certain amount. Now you have a younger group to deal with and you have some challenges right there.
Yep. I
Okay.
mean, I already started to tell the girls, the young girls, that you matter in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Your voice matters. You're
Mm-hmm.
very pretty. The only thing ugly about you is disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I take with me because of my experience
Mm-hmm.
working at HGC over the years and serving as a regional youth officer.
Mm-hmm. So what did you do at HTC, if you don't mind me asking? What
I
was your
was
title? What did you do?
My title was a records officer,
Mm-hmm.
officially.
Mm-hmm.
I when I first started to work there, I was responsible for putting in on Excel all the records. So that's baptism, funerals, name it. It's to put it on an Excel sheet. But it was tedious,
Mm-hmm.
honestly,
Mm-hmm.
because of the size of the book, the age of the book, and the different factors surrounding the book made it difficult to accomplish 100%. And I guess, the vestry and clergy at that time, it would have been Father Sampson and Miss Atta. I guess they would have seen my potential and decided, you know what, let's hold on to her. And then the responsibility started to grow and grow and grow and grow. So when I left, I was responsible for the records as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also ensuring that bills were paid on time, payment received on time,
Mm-hmm.
and you know the whole
Gamut.
yeah. Let me
Okay.
use yeah. So that's how it went.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, the portfolio just it grew and grew and grew. But in all, if you don't have a love for it, I mean, it has frustrating days, but if
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a love for it, for anything that you do, I guess, it's not worth doing. Not saying that I didn't have a love for it,
Right.
but
Yeah. So help me understand. So if you had people who were baptized or christened or married years ago, umpteen years, even before me, you had to put all of that on an Excel spreadsheets.
yes, reflecting what would be in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the age of the book, all those years way before you were not able to put in on the Excel sheets.
Uh-huh.
It
Uh-huh.
wasn't possible because of the age of the book. But up to before I left the cathedral, the vestry they engaged a young lady to come and scan it.
Mm-hmm.
So to scan the pages,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't say too much on that.
Mm-hmm. So really and truly, you're going from books to being digitalized, right?
Yes.
You're changing. So now we would be at HTC or any other church, they'll be more dependent on a file rather than going back into a book to
Yeah,
look for the
but
things
that's
that
just,
you need.
yeah, but that's just for HGC though,
Mm-hmm.
because each church is responsible for their own records.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is as far as Trinity goes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. But they're the books there still.
Mm-hmm.
So even the staff that is there now would be able to pull the book and pull the record. And
Mm-hmm.
depending on the year, they can just go on the system and pull the record and see, if this person was born and baptized in Trinity, if they were buried, if they were married, and so forth.
Mm-hmm. So you are Excel guru then?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I did courses, because I mean, it's more to just knowing Shanice or seeing or speaking with Shanice. I did courses on this side. I did
Mm-hmm.
things that helped me reach where I am at now.
Mm-hmm.
And an Excel course and a Microsoft Word course was one of the things that I did
Mm-hmm.
at SPCS.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure those skills are helping you right now in the job that you're doing.
Yes, till I'm able to teach
Uh-huh.
Miss Chandler, and we
Mhm.
bounce ideas off of each other, and it's like,
Mhm.
Miss, I'm not too familiar in this area. Could you? And then she'll be like, okay, I'll do it, but I need you to. And yes,
Yeah, yeah.
it helped me at Trinity, and it's helping me now in Melville.
Mhm. Because
Yeah.
now when you have to do the end of the marking period, you don't have to say, okay,
Let me
9
get a
and 6.
calculator.
Yeah, you don't have to get a calculator, or you don't have to add it in your head or use your fingers to count. You can
Exactly.
use it.
So
You
you
can
punch
use
in everything on Excel and let Excel do the calculation.
let Excel do all the work for you. So
Yeah,
that's fantastic. So you brought
that is
some
great.
skills from your previous job into the workplace that you are right now.
Yes, that is true.
Okay. Okay. And somewhere I read that when you're dealing with kids, it helps with confidence, eyes coordination, service to others, growth in faith opportunities. So can you talk a little bit about that? How those skills have kind of surfaced or come ahead because of your experiences?
I can speak on growing in faith a little
Mm-hmm.
more,
Yeah.
um, because when it is you're teaching somebody and you're letting them know that you are doing something for not your flesh, your human benefit, but
Mm-hmm.
for greater good that is in the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
they tend to give more. They tend to want to do more. They tend to bring a certain level of willingness and selflessness with them
Mm-hmm.
that isn't usually reflected in a person. And, helping them understand that, even the smallest thing that you do to help a stranger, God is happy with that. And they the joy that it brings to them,
Mhm.
it is so unmatched, and it is so refreshing to see.
Mhm.
And hearing them saying, so Shanice, when we coming back again? Shanice, what we're doing again? Shanice, what we're doing? Shanice, what we're doing? I was like, I need to think.
Uh-huh.
I need a break first. The Lord rest now.
Mhm.
I need to rest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, especially at sports day,
Mhm.
it's reflected a whole lot, because you see them coming out to participate. Yes, they like to run. Yes, they like to do this. Yes, they have all the energy to do everything.
Mhm.
But on sports day, to me, it's like you see the coordination and everybody. The competitive spirit is there, yes.
Mhm.
But the coordination in youth from different regions
Uh-huh.
and the love for what they're doing is just, it's different.
It exuberates, right?
Yes. So yeah, so that basically, growing in faith, I think working with them, that is what would have also bring me a certain level of joy
Okay.
in keeping me pushing, because it's not now I wanted to submit a resignation letter. Before I reached the age of 25, I wanted to submit. And as I said before, I was submitting resignation letters before that. But
Every
then
year.
yes. But when it is that you realize that, hey, you're making a difference in somebody,
Mhm.
you have support from people that you don't really see in church or you don't really hear. And you also have support from people who seem so hard to get in contact with in the Anglican Church. I mean,
Mhm.
rest of soul, Gregory.
Mhm.
But and then you're realizing that the support is coming from all different direction. It just gives you that momentum. It gives you that extra push. It gives you that joy to know that, hey, yeah, you're doing something good.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it hurt that I had to give up the resignation, that I had to submit the letter and give up the position. But as I said, if I cannot give my full time again, then I rather not. And then have also reached the age.
Mhm. But you'll be there in support, because
Of
usually,
course, I'm not leaving my region to fall.
right? Yeah. Okay. Here the competitiveness coming out there, because usually people like you who have had the experience can bring a lot of support to the new people coming in. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but recently we had Family Day and it was done
Mhm.
virtually. It
Yes, I
wasn't,
know.
and they were very competitive, very
I mean, I
competitive.
told you the competitive spirit is there. I
Uh-huh,
mean, it's there. Not us
uh-huh,
have it.
uh-huh.
And we have the trophies too to show. But
Okay, there's the little boss going, the trophies. We have the trophies to show. Okay, yeah.
you have trophies to show too.
Yeah, y'all were they were very competitive in the games, the Ludo games, all the different games they played.
And I know we would have sent our best Ludo player
Uh-huh.
out there to play. So it's not like I'm too worried. But unfortunately I missed Family Day, but I got all the
Mhm.
reviews
Oh, you did?
surrounding it. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and they did some videos on past Family Day, and that was really nice to see the people how they were enjoying themselves. So that was really, really great. And then they had
Yeah.
a sing off, Tobago won. Y'all came third, if I remember correctly, but that was
I don't
really
feel
nice.
I feel a
But
second.
huh?
I feel it have come second, but yeah.
Uh,
I heard South one, and I know you wanna toot that horn. You
no.
can go ahead.
No. I
You can
was
go ahead.
Tobago won. South
Oh,
came
Tobago
second.
one.
Yes, and
Oh,
there was a young lady in Tobago, and she did a fantastic job. Not that South didn't do a good job, but Tobago ended up winning that particular
Oh,
Okay, so yeah, it was really, really good,
okay.
So, the winnings were spread out, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you are no longer at HTC, you're no longer the regional youth coordinator, and you spend most of your time teaching. Do you have time now to do some of the things, some of the pastime things that you wanted to do before, but just couldn't find time to do it? Are you able to do some things, or the school keeps you so busy that you don't find time? Okay.
I sleep. I sleep.
Oh, you sleep.
I tell my children, if you need me, call. I sleep.
Mm.
My favorite pastime is sleeping.
Oh,
Sleep.
really? Okay. So it's not
But
reading a book, doing anything, it's sleeping.
sleeping. I don't like to read because reading will then lead me to doing my favorite thing, which is sleeping.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, but I really love exploring Trinidad, though.
Mhm,
Taking
mhm,
long drives, learning new things about Trinidad, going new places,
mhm,
finding out new things about the country. It is so beautiful,
mhm,
so wonderful. But other than my favorite pastime as of recent is sleeping because I don't leave the house.
mhm,
I have no
mhm,
reason to.
mhm.
And due to COVID and
The
the,
lockdown.
yeah,
Mhm,
I I sleep. But if I was not sleeping, I would
mhm,
have been out on the road on a weekend, driving about, seeing the place,
mhm,
finding new places on Facebook to visit and get an insight on how it would have come about and all of that. And I mean, now I can't do that. So
mhm.
I'll sleep.
Can you tell us about a place that you have been in the past that really intrigued you, that you just felt like, wow, I can't believe this is Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, Dove's Dirt Oven in Guayaguari. When I saw the video on Facebook,
Uh-huh.
I was like, this is Trinidad. I know Tobago have a dirt oven, but Trinidad. And then when you went and you see
The
how
operation.
yes, and you saw the guy preparing the oven, heating up the coals, it was really amazing.
Mhm,
And the second best to that is going down Manzanilla, down there on that stretch, if I'm
mhm,
pronouncing it properly, just after Manzan, the guys with lobster and fish, the different types of fish, the exotic food.
mhm,
It, you know, it's like for me, I would have known lobster to be in the restaurant. You go in a restaurant and you sit down and you're looking through the menu and you see lobster and you're like, oh, $300. I ain't spending that. But then you come across a post on Facebook and it's like, you send it to a couple of friends and you're like, look at this. Because a group of friends and I, we have a group chat that
mhm.
we communicate and we go different places. Our aim was going to different place in Trinidad each month.
Right.
So it was, and then we went and it was so amazing, and the food was so wonderful. And then
Mhm.
the bread from Dove's Dirt Oven was, it was, and the coconut drop, and it's not
Yes.
greasy. It just the right consistency, and it's so
Mhm,
warm because they bake everything for you one time.
mhm.
So when you get it, it's warm. The bread, the
Yes.
cake
Yes.
is, and I'm a cake mouth, so
Mhm.
let me not advertise for them too much, but that was one of my wow moments
Mhm.
in
I
there.
I just got introduced to them, and it was a nice scenic view to go down there. But the other thing is,
Yes.
next time you go, try the molasses bread and the garlic bread. To die for. To die for.
To die for.
Yes.
I'll try the garlic. You see that? Molasses bread where it's stuck.
Yes.
It's like,
Okay, so turning the tables a little bit, COVID has been here for almost 2 years. We've changed a lot of things
Too
we
long.
have done. Yes, everybody say too long, you know. We no longer worship the way we used to worship, and we start worshiping again, and then we have to stop because of the lockdown or because something has happened. So tell me something that you have learned during this time that you see happening that could be a positive that came out of COVID.
A positive that came out of COVID, I mean, don't take life for granted, because you keep saying, you know, I'll call Jane and I'll talk to Jane. And then you come in here, Jane is sick, and it's like, gosh, now I can't even talk to Jane. And then next time I hear about Jane is because Jane died. And then you're feeling kind of regretful about yourself. So basically, don't take it for granted. If it is that you have a thought about somebody, call and, you know, speak with them. Even if it's just a 2-second call, because you never know. And then you never know what this person is dealing with. And then, you know, we quick to say, but I don't hear from you. You don't call me. But you don't know what the other person is dealing with. And I mean, COVID has shown itself to be so different that, you know, it's like 1 minute you're here, next minute you're not. And I can't even come and see you the way I want to. And so, you know, don't take anything for granted, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And we're doing a lot of services now through Zoom on Facebook, you know, and that has taught us also another way to worship. We always felt like, okay, we have to be in person to worship, but we could still worship. And I know for me, it has given me an opportunity to worship more because I have the opportunity to make some choices. You know, it's not like, okay, it's the same church. I can go to different churches, listen to different preachers, which really help us.
Yeah.
What would you like to see since you've been the youth coordinator? You've worked at HTC for a very long time. What would you like to see in the Anglican Church, in the Anglican diocese in the future?
That the young people continue to strive and be great, because the young people in the church, they are really great, but we sometimes feel that our voice isn't heard or we are muffled by tradition. And you know, I want them to keep, I mean, and this is for our regions, because I'm not speaking as the RYO for Northwest now, but as an Anglican and a youth at it. So, you know, if it is that you have to just divert from tradition a bit, make sure you are still keeping that reverence with it. And I've learned over the years that nothing is wrong with it. You can divert a little bit from tradition and still keep that reverence. But I would love to see that drive, that eagerness to succeed, that eagerness to be a change and to be a voice. And I really hope that after COVID, all of this, it stays, but it just gets enhanced.
Right.
And of course, we have meetings on the virtual platforms, yes, but there's also other opportunities, other avenues that we can take to have our monthly meetings. If you know, so be it. But I know that there's monthly meetings in different areas, Pizza Hut, here and there, you know, different churches.
Yeah. And the thing is, because a lot of things are done virtually, we have embraced the younger people to help us with the technology. And you're seeing even the more mature people using the technology, which is great. So you're seeing a merge of the youth and the mature people together to accomplish something, you know. So I think that's great.
In that gap.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, that intersection where you had that space and, you know, so yeah, you've seen both areas merging and doing a fantastic job. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you'd like us to know, Shanice? Now that you are a Miss Letren, can you help me, Miss Letren? So is there anything in parting that you would like to let us know that we can take forward?
Well, you know, Shanice is full of surprises, so I would leave the unveiling to be a surprise
Okay.
to everyone.
Yeah, but is there like anything that you would like to tell us as far as, you know, work, you know, being a teacher, anything like that you want us to know and getting into, because you at an Anglican school, am I correct? Oh,
Yes, I am. Yeah.
right.
It's an Anglican school,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to encourage more Anglicans to join the service. All you need is a maths, English, a science,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the bachelor's in education. So I
Mm-hmm.
will encourage, you know, the Anglican young people to join the service. We need help. We need teachers. We need people who have a love for it. We need
Mm-hmm.
people who have, you know, who will get that excitement to know that I'm helping this young person reach closer to their goal.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, we need persons like that, dedicated people. So I mean, come on in. It's not hard, it's not tedious, it's really enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to encourage people to take the opportunity to apply.
Okay. So today you were listening to Conversations with Anglican. We had Shanice Letren, who used to be the records clerk at the Holy Trinity Cathedral, and now she is a teacher in one of the Anglican schools. So thank you so very much, Miss Letren, for taking the opportunity to talk to us
You're
on
welcome.
Conversations with Anglican. My name is Pat Smith, and as I say, Conversations with Anglicans happen every Saturday at 5 p.m. on the Anglican Outlook page. Thank you and enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.